What's up everyone, welcome to another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. I had this battle quite a while ago actually with a person in my chat named Nicholas. And this was a very intense battle, and it really showcases the power of my stream mascot, Ramen. So let's take a look at the teams. I'm running my best team currently. We got Braviary, Starmie, Noivern, Metagross, Florges, and Tanggrowth. Team works really well together, as my opponent is running a completely OU team with Talonflame, Aegislash, who I still consider OU for my stream purposes, Mega Manectric, Gliscor, Garchomp, and Mamoswine. So right off the bat, I know I'm completely under-tiered here. I'm gonna have to fight an uphill battle for sure to go ahead and get this win. But the lead is most likely going to be Mamoswine, simply because he can be a Sash Stealth Rocker. And my best lead is always going to be my Scarfed Braviary anyway, because if I don't like my matchup, I can always U-turn out of it. So, I do lead Braviary, and I was correct, he does lead the Mamoswine. Now, I was pretty certain he was going to be Sashed at this point anyway, so I wasn't expecting this to kill. I just go straight for Superpower, but Mamoswine's really bulky, so he doesn't even go down to Sashed there. He didn't reveal any other item throughout the match, so I'm pretty sure he just was Sash. But he goes ahead and gets off the Stealth Rocks. I'm not really worried about those. I have Starmie waiting in the back with Rapid Spin to get rid of those. Obviously, Braviary and Noivern, neither of them care for Stealth Rocks, and progressive damage on both Tang and Florges is pretty bad. So I'm going to bring in Starmie because I'm at -1 defense on Braviary. I'm pretty certain an Ice Shard's coming. Starmie's going to eat that up pretty nicely. Now, this one here, I could have made a little bit of misplay. I would have hit everything on his team for pretty good damage with Scald. But I went for Rapid Spin, more focused on getting the rocks off the field, and he just goes for Earthquake, and Starmie's got some bulk, but he's not anywhere near bulk enough to take that, especially when it crits. So I lose Starmie, and now I have nothing to stop the rocks if he wants to do it, if he wants to put him back up. So bring in Metagross, I can Bullet Punch him. I kind of thought he was going to switch, so I was debating going for Earthquake in case Aegislash came in. He goes into Garchomp, though. I didn't want to risk it, though, because he would have outsped me, and I didn't want to let more rocks on the field already. So I just went for Bullet Punch. He goes into that, Garchomp, and I can take a little bit of rough scope damage, which is kind of whatever. So now I'm going to switch out. Almost no Garchomp in the history of Garchomp. Garchomps can do anything to Tanggrowth. And he goes for Stone Edge here. Obvious prediction of me going into either Noivern or Braviary, which is fair enough, you know, to take the Earthquake, but I switched into Tang because he didn't take all the attacks, so he's forced to switch out. He goes into Aegislash here. Now, right off the bat, that made me believe he might have been a special set, because really Aegislash, even boosted, can't do a lot. And, you know, most Tangs carry knockoff anyway, so even if he didn't know what my Ramen could do, like, you know, he had to be aware that I countered him pretty heavily. So he goes for Swords Dance here. That automatically reveals that I was wrong. He's absolutely a physical set. No special Aegislash carries Swords Dance. Is a waste of time. I went for Giga Drain, predicting the King Shield there. He'd like to do that turn 1. Typically, I'd Leech Seed, but obviously already had the seeds out, so no point. And now at this point, I'm really not worried about anything. Like, if he wants to King Shield now, oh well. I'll rack up Leech Seed. If he wants to boost, whatever. You know, most likely, since he's not showing leftovers here, he's probably going to be a weakness policy set, which a lot of Aegislashes are. So he goes into Sword form after +2 and goes for Shadow Sneak. I don't know if he'd ever seen my Tang fight before, but that does nothing, and I'm going to annihilate it with knockoff. So, you know, Ubers goes down. He never really poses much threat. A weakness policy, so, you know, he could have been a special set, I don't know. So he goes into Mamo here. At this point, I was like, damn, he's going to set up rocks. He outspeeds me. He knows that I can't stop it. There's nothing I can do. So instead, I'm just going to stand and just go for knockoff, just in case he decided to switch, you know, trying to bait me into Giga Drain to get into Talonflame easier. But he goes down anyway. More rocks, but at least I killed him. So now he brings in Talonflame. Now, I made a risky decision here. I know unless he's Bandit, I can live a Brave Bird. This shows you the pure bulk of Tanggrowth. He's about 75% HP at this point, after the +2 Shadow Sneak, and he lives Talonflame, Brave Bird, Life Orb, I believe he was, yep, right there, and 13 HP, then get the knockoff going. It does really good damage. It's going to take off his Life Orb, and now I'm going to switch out to get my Regenerate boost, because I still am completely aware I need him for Garchomp, especially if that Garchomp's going to be a Scarf set. There's almost nothing I can do to it if it's an attack off, so he's going to go for Roost on the switch. That actually cost him pretty dearly. If he just would have went for Brave Bird again, he would have put me in range to kill with Flare Blitz. But he goes for the Roost, and that ends up costing him because Flare Blitz can take down to like, what, 7 HP? Yeah, I'm thinking Brave Bird would have done more than 7 HP. And I'm going to truck him with Zen Headbutt. And that's another powerful Pokemon out of the way, that Gale Wings. So scary sometimes. So at this point, he brings in Slim Shady. That's going to be his Mega Manectric. And he's obviously going to Mega. I'm aware of that. I went for Bullet Punch here. Now, if you're in a Pokemon you think you might want to set up, I would have went for Earthquake just in case. But, you know, very rarely do you ever see any kind of setup attack on a Manectric of any sort. So I just went for Bullet Punch knowing he wasn't going to try to, you know, get any setups on me. So I just go for that. Does very little, because he resisted, obviously. He's got a little bit of bulk, so he's going to kill me with Discharge. It actually reveals he has Discharge, as opposed to Thunderbolt. Sacrifice a little power for like a 3 times greater chance for the paralysis. So I bring in Bouquet here, my Florgs. Obviously Florgs can kind of wall this. I've done it enough to know. He can't really switch into anything either. Garchomp probably 1 hit and probably a 2-hit KO before Poison Heal anyway on Gliscor because of his bad special defense most of the time. So I'm going to go for the Moonblast. It does a sizable chunk and gets a special attack drop, which is good. I was walling him anyway, but all I have to do now is just take 1 more Discharge and I'm good. And he's just going to go for it again. But unfortunately here, you know, you got that 30% chance. I got it on the Moonblast. Why not? He gets it on the Discharge, the paralysis there. And I get fully paralyzed. Really neither here nor there. All it means is, honestly, he can just go for another, you know, Discharge, which is doing barely anything anyway after leftovers. So not really worried about it. Takes me down to around half there. And I will take him out with Moonblast, making it a seemingly insurmountable 2-on-4. You know, I'm really in like a really good situation at this point, obviously. So, get a little bit of leftover recovery. So now he's going to go ahead. He's going to bring in his Garchomp. Now I'm obviously paralyzed. There's not a whole lot I can do to either of his Pokemon. So I just stay in. I take the Earthquake, and that's going to annihilate Florgs. But he did his job there. So now, he's either Scarfed and can't touch drop the base, my Noivern, or he's not Scarfed and 1-hit fodder for Dragon Pulse. So, great switch for me to come into there. He's going to have to switch into his Gliscor. That was the only thing he could do. Otherwise, he had to sack him, and then Gliscor would have had to one-on-one, you know, a Spect Dragon Pulsing Noivern, which would not work out for Gliscor. As you saw there, easy 2-hit KO even after as much Toxic kills he wants there. So he just goes ahead and goes for Protect at that point, just hoping for something, I don't know, more stall than anything else, just to get a little bit. But you know, it's not going to help him any. He goes for it again. It wouldn't have mattered. I was doing way too much. So fails though. He's going to get the Dragon Pulse, and he's going to go down, making it 3-on-1. But as it ends up turning out, this Garchomp ends up being Scarf, so I'm really glad I saved Tang for this. He's going to go for the Outrage. That's going to absolutely obliterate Noivern. He has barely any defense anyway, so he dies, but that's great. He did more than enough in that battle, obviously. So now I'm down to 2. I bring in Tang here. Now especially at the Stealth Rock damage, I'm like, I don't know if I can live on Outrage, so I'll get the Regenerator boost. I switch into Braviary to sack him. It'll get me Regenerator boost. It'll get him 1 turn closer to Confusion from the Outrage, which will help me out, obviously. So I'm at like almost exactly at 75% off the Stealth Rocks, and he smashes me too. So, you know, Scarfed Garchomp is straight power. And now it brings me to my last Pokemon, Tanggrowth, who's already walled off Aegislash, already walled off Talonflame, and now he's going to wall off this Garchomp. Turn 1, go for Protect. He didn't take the Confusion from the second Outrage, so he has to take it from the third one. So get that, make him confuse himself, which is always nice. He can't switch anymore. He's out of Pokemon. He's also locked in Outrage. Obviously, he still can't switch because he's Scarfed. So he hits himself in Confusion there, which basically seals the deal. I don't know how well I would have walled an Outrage from him. About half. If he would have gotten 2 in a row, even after Giga Drain, I don't know. So he snaps out of Confusion here, and he does this Outrage. It does hit for a sizable chunk of damage, considering who I am. I think I would have been okay even if he didn't hit himself in confusion there. But either way, I fire off the last Giga Drain, and that's going to take Garchomp down. And that will be the end of the battle. A 1-0 with Tanggrowth standing tall. So, as you guys know already, a lot of you guys just know what Tanggrowth can do, and a lot of power there, especially being able to wall a Brave Bird at like 75% health. Without even switching, I was able to both kill an Aegislash and cripple a Talonflame with ease. So, as he always does, he's doing massive work. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for the battle. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my battle. I really appreciate it. If you like the battle, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that as well. I try to get out content as much as possible. And if you guys happen to find me on YouTube, make sure you guys check out my stream sometime over at www.twitch.tv/xchriscobain. I stream 6 days a week, Sunday through Friday. And then that's going to be it for me, you guys, so I will see you guys in the next video.